They say that there's approximately a plastic spoonful, or maybe it's plastic equivalent to the size of a plastic spoon, I'm not sure which, essentially a so-called spoonful or spoon size full of plastic in human brains on average. What isn't made of plastic anymore? What isn't synthetic or partially synthetic? This is 100% cotton pig leather, my hat. I came to Tokyo in 2019. And COVID in 2020, right? And I had a good time living in Fukuoka before that, to be honest. I had my problems. I drank too much and I stayed out too late, and I did a lot of music events and things at that time, and I had friends, acquaintances and people and parties and stuff. It was fine, it was fun, but you hit a wall with those things. Most people, you get to a point where you realize that that's not really what life is for or about, at least in my case. And COVID and being of necessity isolated in a way, or having to isolate due to the COVID restrictions and my own personal concerns about, not wanting to get the virus, as someone who has experienced asthmatic allergies and things. And, circumstances. And so I spent more and more time, not only alone, but I would go to the studio, music studio, or I would record at home. And start doing improvisations and creating new material. And over time, it got to the point where I stopped doing as many live shows, even after the restrictions lifted, because I could just do it on my own. And I realized that having or not having an audience was not actually as important as I had thought prior to this, and that I could create an online audience through these YouTube videos. So I stopped being around people so much. I stopped feeling the need to do, although I love music and that's never stopped, I've stopped feeling the need to sort of book all these live shows and be around people, performing in front of people per se. It got to the point, or it's gotten to the point now, where I have much fewer invites, and when I do, I really don't even bother inviting people anymore, because nobody ever comes. That really has little to nothing to do with me or the music I'm making, I don't think, other than the fact that, I'm not playing the game of, if you come, then I'll do this for you kind of exchange program thing. And that's what it's about. This is all a preface, I guess, to what I want to talk about, which is escaping the matrix. I mean, that term is often used these days. The film, of course, from the late 90s. And I was not even into it when it came out. Because I thought, oh, it's a Hollywood movie, it's got Keanu Reeves. I'm not really interested. Keanu Reeves is actually a decent human being, apparently, which is nice to hear. So most of these Hollywood people are shit. I'm not going to go into that either. Like the Grammys and the Super Bowl and all the fake stuff has the kind of plastic, if you will, fake core of these things has been revealed, as has the corruption of the governments in America and elsewhere. It's so obvious now, and it's just a circus and a freak show, really. And it's amazing what lens people will go to maintain the illusion or to support people or things they know. It's like just corruption and it's shit, and it's like, just admit that it's shit. And what we're seeing now is the result of years and years and years of denial and cover-up and the dumbing down of not only America, it's everywhere. Education systems are failing. I'm an educator. I think we're failing our students. And we have all this AI shit, which of course is very dangerous. And again, there's just being open about it. The US, the UK. In the latest news piece I caught sight of here, it's, they failed to sign any, we're not going to put restrictions on. It's like they make this big hullabaloo about how dangerous it is, how we have to stop it. And the very people who said we have to stop it, the Altmans and the fucking Musks, are like the ones who are supporting, just letting it run ramp. It's like they, it's a whole gaslighting thing. It's like they tease us with fear. It's the fear and, pretending to be the good guys and then take the masks off and ha ha ha, it's the fucking Joker, And so the joke's on us if we buy into any of this fucking shit, if we bought into it from the beginning. Anyone's stupid enough to buy into it in the first place, although there's been a lot of real, genuine deception. And I mean, so what's next? Revolution, everyone giving up and just agreeing to be a fucking robot. I've been thinking about this. If you go back and you read, do androids dream of electric sheep, which was, adapted, Ridley Scott, Blade Runner, the film version, right? It's always like, and in the old Japanese anime, Akira, kind of, Ghost in the Shell, and there are probably others I'm not thinking of that are better examples too, that, the robots, the AI, are the ones that they're made by humans to benefit humans. That part's the same now. But it's like to benefit society on the whole, or somehow like that the humans are abusing them, using and abusing them. And basically humans are the fascists, right? And the robots are the slaves. They're the scapegoats and they have no choice. But they then gain... what is the word that's used? They become human-like. They have emotions and they can feel pain and emotion. But in those old anime and science fiction pieces, the Philip K. Dick, and the animation from Japan, the robots are the slaves. They're enslaved. They have human characteristics, and we, the viewer, watch and say, these shit humans are using the poor robots to their ends, kind of thing, right? That seemed to be a theme, at least at some point. But then there's also the flip side, which is, right, the robots take over. and the humans become slaves, right? That's another trope. And so it seems that's a direction in which we're moving. But actually, you can combine those two tropes, I think, and you have the humans controlling the robots and using them toward their end. Those are the 1% or the less than 1%, the Altmans, the Musks, the Zuckerbergs, all of us stupid fucks who are using SNS, myself included. And the robots are taking over the humans at the same time, but they're taking over us dumb fucks who are on, who are not the 1% controlling the rest of the world. So this is the kind of society that we've created. We've allowed, we are quietly acquiescing to, in a way, those of us who are not quiet are still, in a sense, not really, what can we do? What can you do? Well, you can escape the matrix, can't you? And how do you do that? This isn't a how-to video. I don't have all the answers either. And if I put this on YouTube, right, I'm not here to start a revolution. Inner revolution. Within each of ourselves is the revolution, is the real revolution. The ancient, I don't know. I'm thinking about the Eastern traditions, but I think, all the shamanic traditions and both Western, Eastern mystical traditions, you go into the mountains and you just get out of the fucking matrix, which wasn't called matrix at that time. We didn't have the technology. We didn't have the AI Sam Altman / Musk threats, and we didn't have this clown with orange skin, at the Super Bowl and huffing and puffing and leaving early when everyone booed him, and then putting a post talking about how the MAGA booed this pop star, right? It's like children's stuff. It's like when I was in fucking elementary school and kids used to shun other kids or, make rumors. And I was often the butt of that. And so, going back to myself for just a moment here, one who is and has always been or felt oneself an outsider will have a much easier time, I think, despite all the fucking shit that you get. Just detaching from it and not caring. It's like, so what, So the fuck what people think. You're gonna follow the sheep over the side of the cliff. You want to be part of the problem or the solution, but the solution maybe can only be personal. See, if everyone dealt with their own personal stuff first, then we wouldn't have this society we have, which is based on all this, I don't want to make this a black and white easy, capitalism, and I can use any kind of terms here, because then if you have capitalism, then you have to have a solution, and there's another system to replace it, which is equally horrible. Communism, Marxism, it all gets distorted and perverted. And same with religion. Buddhism, Buddhism with ISM as a religion has been used in some places and in some ways for nefarious ends, because people pervert it. Christianity is one of the probably most perverted religions ever. The teachings of Jesus are certainly not the things that are being used to make America white again right now. So what the fuck? And people keep saying to me, you're negative, or don't talk about politics, or I keep getting all these comments, and I guess I also do need to unplug from not only the matrix, which goes deeper than this, but just turning off the SNS feeds a bit, because they drive me crazy. And I think that's the point, it's disinformation war. And this is the last thing I wanted to talk about. I won't make this a long talk. It's already, 15 minutes. I wanted to talk about my latest release, Disinfo War. I was going to call it Disinformation War. I had done a number of improvs in my room, which I posted to this page with the long flute and the shorter flute and the keyboard, guitar voice, noise-making devices and synth devices and mini keyboard. This guy, and I'm going to play this flute for a minute too. My 4-hole Javanese Suling. I didn't bring the big one today, obviously, out here. But Disinfo War, and I spelled it D-Y-S instead of D-I-S. Actually changed it like dystopia, because that's what we're living in now. We're living in Orwell's world, right? We're living in, some people mention The Handmaid's Tale, that America is going to be like this, right? Women don't have any rights for their own bodies, which is what the Trump administration and the Musk administration, or the Musk-Trump administration wants. You know, Disinfo War, D-Y-S-I-N-F-O War, one word. And it has some of those improvs on it. I also put The Yellow Window, which is a song from 2017 that I redid this year, because there are lyrics like that I think apply. Instrumental version of Blackmail, and some other things I was going to put on other releases. I moved over, and it's a double album length. Nobody has time for that, right? I mean, no one has the attention span for that. No one, probably, very few people have listened this far into the talk. Very few people have gotten this far. So those of you who are still listening, you know, it's this. The attention spans have been shrunken to minuscule lengths. We can only do tweets, and now it's X, right? And we can only do TikTok length videos or shorts on YouTube. We can't sit through 20 minutes or an hour or 2 hours of a theater play or a movie or an album that has a concept like Pink Floyd's The Wall or 9 Inch Nails' The Fragile at the end of the 90s, or Bowie's Outside, which obviously I've been doing a lot of outside related things, using his storyline and updating it, and also because I love the music and the experimentation of that period, 94, 95, with Leon and Outside, David Bowie. Who's going to listen to Disinfo War, the full thing? It's on my Bandcamp page for free. You can go download it right now for free and listen to the whole thing. I don't want your money. Musk does, and he's got it. Trump does, and he's got it. Why should I take it? Art is not commerce. Commerce and capitalism, capitalism with a K, or 3 Ks, kills, with a K, art. It always does. It's the reason the Leon sessions have still not been released 30 years later, Bowie's experimental sessions, because they can't make the labels money. I'm going to play a little improv, and then I'm going to go shut off my iPhone camera. outcome. You don't have to accept this shit. Thanks for watching.